I'm starting to get the sense that a lot of people believe that it was just nothing but bad against the Vikings. And although it wasn't great and there's a lot of room for improvement, there was also some good stuff that happened. And Nick Bosa is at the forefront of that with his 2 sacks. And not only that, just creating havoc. Baldy does what he normally does and he breaks it down and he actually talks about some things that Nick Bosa has maybe never done before in a 49ers defense under new defensive coordinator Nick Sorensen. So, we're going to take a look at Baldy's breakdown of Nick Bosa and what he's seeing. And spoiler alert, Nick Bosa is still pretty darn dominant, even against one of the better tackles in the league in Christian Darrisaw. So take a look right here as Baldy breaks it all down. And I have a reaction to one specific play that I absolutely loved. So take a look right here, and then we'll react on the other side.
Drop in on Nick Bosa here in week 2 in Minnesota, all right? Because Nick Sorensen's defense has him doing things he's never done before. Like drop into the curl flat right here in coverage and then make the hit on Justin Jefferson. I don't think he's ever guarded the flat before. I could be wrong. Then you watch this right here. Now, you watch him against Christian Darrisaw, who's a hell of a player. But like right here, he gets his swipe going, all right? Now watch his left leg. His left leg gets through and he turns his hips. All right, now the vector is going straight to. Now, it's not enough just to get the sack on Darnold. That right hand is going for the punch out. He's trying to get the ball out. He doesn't quite get there. All right, that's a win right there. Now you get this right here. All right, the next rush, this is the very next pass play right here. All right, now you watch him right here. Darrisaw is waiting for the swipe, and he hits him with power, straight power. All right, and he gets him off balance right there, and he gets to Darnold. All right, here we go. Now, 49ers trying to claw back into this right here. All right, so here comes Bosa right here. And Darrisaw does a pretty good job of staying attached. But right here, Malik Collins wins. So now Darnold's, he's just trying to escape. And Bosa stays on track right here, and he takes down Darnold like this. Doesn't matter how you get the sacks, you just got to get the sacks. All right, now you get this. Ty Chandler is just destroying the 49ers. And what do the 49ers do on 3rd and 5? They go into a bare front. I have not seen Nick Bosa in a bare front. All right? You got Elliott on the nose. Here we go. Bare front. How'd it go? Not good. Like he gets washed up right here. I don't think you're going to see Nick in a bare front anytime soon. Like he had to go off the field for a play. All right? That knee didn't look good at that point. All right, now in the run, I just get that hook in there and just flatten down and tackle Aaron Jones. And then when you got to make a play, it's a 20-14 game. It's 3rd and 8. Like the Vikings are saying in the huddle, don't let Bosa destroy this play. All right? Mutt's going to hit him. All right? Ham's going to hit him. Like they're not going to let Bosa beat him. Now, I don't know what the 49ers are doing. I don't know. Here goes Jalen Naylor down the field. It looks like there's a mistake in coverage, and Sam Darnold picks up on it. That's a huge play. 3rd and 8, 49ers in the game. They needed a stop, and Naylor goes for 26 down the seam. Somebody's wrong. But that was way too easy for Sam.
The play that I really, really like was Nick Bosa just going straight bull rush on Christian Darrisaw and putting him on his butt. Again, Darrisaw is one of the better left tackles in the league, one of the more athletic left tackles in the league. And for Nick Bosa to just absolutely dominate him to the point where he's putting him on his butt, it's a beautiful thing to see. Now, obviously, that's a great play that we like. The interesting one was watching Nick Bosa drop into coverage. Definitely doesn't look like a natural aspect of his game. Maybe it's something that they're trying to kind of disguise and, show different fronts. We saw that from the Minnesota Vikings defense. They were showing, a front 4. They would drop out the defensive ends into coverage and they would bring double A gap blitzes with the linebackers to still rush 4. But again, it's just a disguise. It's to kind of manipulate what the quarterback is seeing and hopefully get him to make a bad decision as a result. So I'm curious to know if that situation with Nick Bosa will continue on of having him drop into coverage. I'm assuming, again, it's more so a wrinkle to, try to trick someone. So we'll see how that continues to go. But, you see some of the sacks that Nick has. The two of them, one of him tracking down Sam Darnold, was a good job by him to be able to stay after Sam Darnold on that one. And then the one where Nick Bosa almost came away with the strip sack. He's still a dominant rusher. He's still very, very good. And obviously, you want to see the 49ers be able to consistently generate pressure on the opposing quarterbacks. So you're going to want to see Nick Bosa continue to do this, continuously. And obviously, Malik Collins in the mix, Javon Hargrave, and Leonard Floyd as well. Throw in Yetur Gross Matos, guys that the 49ers need to rely on to be able to have success with the defense. Obviously, you have to marry rush and coverage together. Some of that was a little bit disjointed in that game against the Vikings. Felt like there were some coverage lapses, and that's obviously something that they will be able to look at and be able to correct, hopefully, in the future to ensure that that doesn't occur again. But all things considered, Nick had a pretty solid game, and I think Baldy did a really good job of being able to identify how he had a solid game. Now, we want to see this continue. We want to see more dominance from Nick Bosa. We want to see Nick Bosa getting after the quarterback. We want to see double digit sacks. We want to see, pressure on pressure on pressure. And again, we want to see the defensive line playing as a unit. Even if Nick Bosa isn't generating the sacks, we want to see him generate the pressures that allow other defensive linemen to clean up the sacks, kind of like he had on the second one, where he was able to track down Sam Darnold after Malik Collins generated the initial pressure. Well, we also want to see it the other way, where Bosa is generating the initial pressure, either forcing quarterbacks up into the pocket or forcing them up and out, where you have other guys ready to pounce when that does happen. So it is important to note that this is a new unit for the most part, at least half of it. If you're talking about the starting defensive line, Nick Bosa and Hargrave are the holdovers, and then obviously Malik Collins, Jordan Elliott, Yetur Gross Matos, Leonard Floyd, they're all new. So that there you have to kind of give some acclimation time, let them kind of get into a groove, figure out what works, what doesn't work. And I think we'll see this defensive line continue to improve as the season progresses. I asked Nick Bosa during training camp about Yetur Gross Matos and his acclimation into the 49ers rotation, and he said he's still getting it. He's still trying to get the scheme down, and I think that's probably going to be very similar for Floyd. Other guys like maybe who haven't played in the wide nine scheme. So, with that in mind, these guys will have some time to continue to gel and continue to get better and really kind of fine tune their pass rush plans and things of that nature. So, I would say from like a run game standpoint, I really did feel like the 49ers bottled up Aaron Jones for the most part. It was just those big plays in the passing game where you had the breakdowns is where it really hurt you. So if they can take away those big plays and they can continue to be stout in the run game and generate pressures, well, the output's going to look a lot different. So while a lot of people are concerned, a lot of people are like, oh no, it's week two. Week two, got to give these guys time, got to give them that time to get acclimated to some new players on the defense, just new defensive coordinator, a bunch of different things. So give these guys time before we write the book on them. That's all I'm going to say. Obviously, you can see guys like Nick Bosa still dominant. So you can still kind of count on that. But in regards to everything else, I do think that they will come along. So important to remember, week two isn't the end all be all. If this was the end of the season and we had the similar performance, we're having a completely different conversation, but it's not. So we're going to contextualize it as it should be contextualized. It's week two, no panic yet, but let me know what you guys think. Are you panicking? Are you like, oh no, are the sirens and flags going off because of what you've seen or from what you've experienced in the past? I think that is a huge designation into where your concern is coming from. Is it PTSD related and trauma related, or is it actually rooted in what you saw in this particular game against the Vikings? And that's what I want to know. Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.